Hey, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, Infinite Crypto Cruisers. How you doing tonight? I want to wish everybody a very happy Mother's Day. Probably by the time you're watching this, it will be Monday, May 15th. But right now, it is still Sunday, May 14th. And for all of you that are on the West Coast here, if you're tuning in, happy Mother's Day. This is kind of a quick impromptu little live stream that I just wanted to hop on, give all of my fantastic viewers that I love so much a little bit of an update on what's been going on in the last few weeks. I've got some microcap gems that I am excited about that I'm going to pull up and talk a little bit about. Uh, Mention the market a little bit, what I think is going on and going to happen here with the market. And then some huge news on Incomation. For those of you that have been paying attention to the Telegram chat, the Infinite Crypto Cruiser Telegram chat, that have spoken with me, in person over the last month or so, I really dove in deep into a company called Incomation. I had the owner, Jamie Devine, on the channel about a month ago, and that has been going exceptionally well. So I wanted to give you guys all a little bit of an update on that. But more than anything, I just wanted to get on and say hi. I know it's been a little while since I've been on, and I missed you guys. What do we got going on here in the chat? Hey, Johnny Midas. Hey, greeting from Palm Desert. Johnny, we didn't connect, man. I was just in Palm Desert. I got 4 nights free at Agua Caliente, and I paid for a fifth night. So I was just there last Sunday and came home on Friday a couple of days ago. Next time I'm out in Palm Springs, we definitely got to hook up, man. I'll do a better job of notifying you guys that I'm going to be in town. Hey, Deadwood, how you doing? What's happening? Well, let me see here. I've been a busy boy today. Got up pretty early this morning. I'm back on my 75 hard workout. So hit 2 workouts today. Spent a great time with my family this morning at a good church service. We go to a church called Valley Vegas out here in Las Vegas, a non-denominational Christian church, and then took my wife out for lunch, and then took my wife out for dinner, and been having a fantastic day today. Thanks for asking. Hey, Ty Stew, how you doing? So, folks, I appreciate you guys tuning in. For those of you that are watching live, let's get right into it. Let me share my screen here. I want to share a couple of tokens with you that I've been playing around with, taking a close look at, and some stuff that I think is going to do very, very well in the next bull run. This token that's about ready to pull up here, if my coin gecko will work for me here. There we go. This is actually kind of a bonus token. Unibright here is a token that I have been investing in since way back in about 2018. It's down to a little over 11 cents. As you can see here, it's all-time high back in September of 2021. Not too long before the bottom of the market fell out, was a little over $4. So right now it's got about a 40x to get back to its all-time high. And this is definitely a token that I am continuing to add into. It's part of one of my 10K to 100K challenge tokens. And yeah, definitely, if you haven't heard of Unibright, take a closer look at that sucker and, see what you think. Let me see, what else do we got going on here? Another token that just jumped up on my radar. Sometimes I'm a little slow, guys. I know most of you have probably heard of this, and maybe have even invested in it, but EXN crypto. It's kind of an interesting project that I've heard about, but had never really done any serious research on. And came across another YouTuber talking about it. One of my friends from around the blockchain, Joe Paris, did a little bit of a video on this not too long ago. XEN or Zen, I'm not exactly sure how they pronounce it, but XEN crypto. If you take a peek at it here, it's down 99.25% in the last 7 months. Normally, that's not a good sign. But folks, the more that I look into this project, the more that I think that this could very, very well be something worth putting some money into and, taking a serious look at for a small cap gem. You can see here it's got a market cap of about 28 million. And, its supply is all out. so you don't have to worry about any more private sale tokens or that kind of stuff getting dumped into the market. So this is definitely a second crypto that I think if I was you, I would take a very close look at. I haven't bought any of it yet, but I'm gearing up to buy some of it. And then the other one, if I can remember the ticker, man, what was the ticker? Is it MV? No, let me pull up my Telegram here real quick and see if I can find it. It's the owner of this XEN token has been talking about this a ton on Twitter recently. Here we go. VMPX. Sorry about that, guys. So VMPX. This is a new token that pretty much just hit the market within the last few days. As you can see, it's up 51% today. Holy smokes. Interesting little token here. Started off at about 12.5 cents way back. Well, so it shows here on May 14th. I think it's been out for more like 4 or 5 days. Maybe CoinGecko just kind of picked it up. But this is another one that if I was you, I would put on my radar and take a closer look at. I'm going to kind of come back over here where I can see your comments and see what's what all's going on here. Greg, how you doing, buddy? So Greg is a person that's quickly becoming a good friend of mine. I don't want to get too much into his business. That's up to him. But I will say that him and I have been working, on a project, the last couple of weeks, something that you guys have heard about. I'm going to talk a little bit more, later on. But that's a good question. Isn't that a Bitcoin oracle? Greg, I haven't taken a super close look at it, but I believe that it is. I believe that you're right. If I remember correctly, it's on many different blockchains, and could very well be a Bitcoin oracle. It just it got shared to me. I wish I could give credit where credit is due. I had one of my Telegram members message me the other day about it. Then when in researching it, I checked it out and I saw Joe Paris talking about it. And those two things right there were enough for me to decide that I would like to at least throw a little bit of money at it. I'll be the first to admit I am not the researcher. I get a lot of requests for people saying, hey, you want to take a look at this coin? You want to take a look at that coin? When it really comes down to it, I am not the best guy to ask to take a look at your token. When it comes to reading through the white papers, all of the fine details, checking out the tokenomics of the token and just everything that goes into it, that's not my forte. I will research a token and find out what several other people that I respect are saying about the token. And then, it's all about risk reward. Kind of like with this Incomation project, folks, it's $3,000 for me to jump into Incomation and buy my first account. But I'm looking at the Incomation with, the ability to own multiple accounts and create roughly $3,000 a month in cash flow, hopefully with them. This could be an opportunity that's worth tens, if not hundreds of thousands, potentially even millions of dollars. Although that might sound kind of crazy, it's definitely looks possible to me. So I thought, okay, my risk on one hand is I lose my $3,000. My reward on the other hand is that I could potentially turn that $3,000 into hundreds of thousands of dollars. And I decided it was worth the risk. A lot of times that's how I am in crypto. If I see a crypto that's already got $1 billion market cap, and even if I think it could go to 10 billion, I'm looking at, well, that's a 10x. Is it worth the risk? If I put my money into this crypto and it maximizes its potential and I get a 10x out of it, am I happy with that? And a lot of times I say no. So a lot of times I might go into a riskier project where the odds of losing my money are much higher, but I'm risking 3,000 to say maybe 100x my money and put 300,000 in my pocket for my 3,000. And maybe I'm going to lose my 3,000 a bunch of times, but I would rather, take that risk sometimes and put 3,000 into something that's going to potentially be worth 300,000 instead of going for the 3,000 that's probably going to become worth 15 or 20 or 30,000 almost for sure. What do we got going on here? Yeah, so I mean, so Greg and I are working on Incomation. He jumped into Incomation. How long did it take your account to get set up and pass phase one, Greg? Is 4 or 5, 6 days that that it took you to get into Incomation and have it start kind of working in a sense. You're not to the funded account yet, but I think you're getting close to the funded account. Sling and sheetrock mud again for a bit. Hey man, you got to do whatever you got to do. That's another thing about this Incomation. I don't want to beat a dead horse to death, but when I was looking at Incomation and trying to decide if I wanted to jump into it, I realized that for every $10,000 or $20,000 that I can make with Incomation, that I'm able to put back into the cryptocurrency, infrastructure and my portfolio, that's all going to 10 or 20 or 50x come the next bull market. So every 20 grand that I make with Incomation is probably more like making 200,000 to $1 million. And that was the other reason that I jumped in and took the risk. As most of you know that have been watching this channel for a long time, I haven't had a job since 2019. I've been living off of my crypto and different investments, play a little bit of poker here and there on the side to, mostly for fun, but I also play, seriously. In the last, couple of weeks, I think I picked up right around $4,000, which was a pretty good couple of weeks. It's not always that good, but when I play poker, yeah, it's enjoyable. It's something that I do to kind of kick back and relax, but it's also something that I take seriously and that I'm looking, to make money with. But I have definitely been working hard the last few months, working on with a solar company. And then with Incomation, I've been on the phone nonstop, talking to people, explaining to folks how it works, and really, really working hard at building my Incomation passive income stream. And it's all because of this right here, man. I'm unemployable. I don't want to work for somebody else. And I'm looking for ways to create financial freedom in not only my life, but in my viewers' lives. And I hope that folks like me and Greg and several other viewers, I'll probably have some of the other folks come on at some point in time and give their testimony. Once we've been around Incomation for a little bit longer, we have more of a solid track record. Right now, it's still a concept that we believe is going to work, but it hasn't totally proven itself yet. But once it's proven itself, I'm going to get several of the viewers on the channel that have already jumped in with me. And, we'll get together. We'll have some testimonials for you folks out there that are kind of hanging back, waiting to see how it goes before you jump in. I hate sanding days. Yeah, I can imagine. What do you say? Greg says less than a week to get it paid for, and phase one is passed. So my account for Incomation is onto the trading aspect of it. And so, for those of you real quick that haven't heard of Incomation, you're going to want to go back a couple of weeks. It was a live stream where I interviewed the founder of Incomation, Jamie Devine. Take a look at that video. If it sparks your interest, feel free to DM me. I'll get on a phone call with you, answer all of your questions, and help you get set up. But basically, in a nutshell, I don't know if you've ever heard of prop firms, but I'm almost 50 years old, and up until about a month or so ago, I'd never heard of a prop firm. But basically, a prop firm is a brokerage that is looking for professional traders to trade their funds. And the way that you get access to this prop firm's funds is by passing a trading challenge. Well, about 95 or 96% of the population cannot pass the prop firm's challenge. And they charge anywhere from about $1,000 up to $3,000 or more to pass their test, depending on the prop firm. So they're slurping up all of these fees from the 95 or 96% of the folks that can't pass their test. And then they use that money to help fund the accounts for the professional traders that can pass their test. But for me, there was two problems with that model. A, I'm never going to be good enough to pass the test. And B, even if I was good enough, I wouldn't want to sit in front of the computer all day long having to make the trades, because that's basically just a glorified job. It's nothing passive about it. If I'm not there making the trades, I'm not making any money. But when one of my good friends, a gentleman named Jeff Atkins, came to me and said, "Hey, I ran into this company, and thanks to artificial intelligence and the way that it has exploded onto the scene and gotten better and better and better over the last few years, there are these artificial trading bots that can pass the prop firm's challenge. So first of all, we get the account set up with the prop firm, get the right to take their test. Now we go with Incomation, we hook up their trading bots. The trading bot passes the prop firm test. And then once it's passed the test, we get a funded account. So the accounts that Greg and I have got were $200,000 accounts. So the prop firm has given us access to $200,000 in funds, but all of the risk is on the prop firm. If the trading bot loses any money, it's not on us. Long story short, we now hook up these trading bots, these artificial intelligent trading bots, to the prop firm. They trade that 200,000, and we basically have a split. The prop firm gets 20% of the profits, and then the remaining 80% of the profits get split 50% between me and 50% between Incomation for providing the bots. So it's a passive income stream. Once I get it all set up and rolling, we're talking about a couple $2,000 or $3,000 a month on average that's going to bring in. And as of right now, we can have anywhere from about 4 to 7 accounts. They're going to be announcing a new prop firm that's coming on board tomorrow. So even at 4 accounts, we're looking at, let's say $2,000 to $3,000 a month. That's an $8,000 to $12,000 a month, potential passive income. What do we got here? R.A. Daniel, Roulette Summerlin in the house, but I'm in Palm Springs right now too. Yeah, hey Brad, I miss you on Sin City or on Around the Blockchain. Hope to see you on. I thank you for that. I've been talking to him. I've been asking him what's been going on. I hadn't gotten scheduled on there for a little bit, so I need to get Drew back here onto the channel and see what's going on. I know that they've had a ton of new people on Around the Blockchain, but yeah, man, if you're out here in Las Vegas, hop into the Telegram channel and shoot me a DM. I'd love to, go have a Starbucks or, go meet up with you. I love it. I love it when my community members are in town and we get a chance to actually hang out in person. The YouTube channel still only has, 3,000-4,000 subscribers. I'm busy, but I'm not too busy. I'm not, Ben Armstrong, bit boy, busy. I love to, meet my community and hang out with them and make new friends. So definitely feel free to reach out to me, especially when you're out here. And like I said, I'll let you guys know the next time I'm going out to Palm Springs, Palm Desert area, which is probably going to be again in June. I've got another situation where I can basically get 4 nights for free and pay for a 5th night at Agua Caliente out in Palm Springs. So my wife and I will probably head out there and do that again next month. My dad actually lives in Palm Desert, about 5 to 10 minutes away from Agua Caliente. So I love going out there and seeing my dad too. I'm a former Sony Pictures employee. The fight on AI is on. Amen. I think I saw Rob. Hey, here we go. Hey, Rob Bannerman is another gentleman that jumped into Incomation. He's had a fantastic start. In fact, I think he got 2 accounts, and one of his accounts right now is up right around $3,400-$3,500, and I think it's still got a week and a half or so before it will finish its first 30 days of trading, and he can make a withdrawal. Now he's got to do the split on that, but he's seen firsthand how this Incomation artificial intelligence trading bot is working and sees the potential in it. And I know that Rob, once he gets a payout or 2, will end up with all of the accounts that he can probably get. So good to have you on here. Rob's been a community member now for many months. Super savvy when it comes to crypto also, and just a pleasure to have on. And another guy that I've become really good friends with over the last month. Him and I have had some fantastic conversations. So the other thing that I really like about Incomation is that it's kind of bringing us together and helping me to really be able to spend some one-on-one time with quite a few of you that have jumped in. Where on the these live streams we talk and stuff, but when it comes to crypto, it's kind of hard to spend one-on-one time with each individual. But when you're building something like Incomation, there is a little bit of an affiliate commission structure, 20% to the people. When you bring somebody in, you earn 20%. So, I am financially incentivized to help you guys as much as I can to be as successful as possible. So it does, create an ability where rather than having to charge you $250 an hour like I do for my crypto clients, if they want one-on-one time, you basically get some of that one-on-one time for free because we're now business partners and we're working on this thing together. Riverside County resident, also Morongo Valley. Yeah, Morongo is another great casino out there. I usually don't travel to Morongo because it's about a half an hour or so from my dad's place in Agua Caliente. It's just a couple minutes down the road. But yeah, I've been to Morongo a few times, and it's definitely a pretty cool spot. So I don't want to spend the whole time talking about Incomation. I definitely am in Incomation excited right now. I've been putting a ton of time into it. But let's go back over here to CoinGecko and take another look at a couple more small cap gems that I have been keeping my eye on. So if any of you are degenerate gamblers out there, which I think there might be one or two of you, I have jumped into the Ben token. If you haven't heard about it on Twitter, the Ben token here was originally created by a guy called Ben.eth, I want to say, or eth.ben on Twitter. Excuse me. And it's a meme coin. And Ben Armstrong from BitBoy Crypto kind of heard about it and kind of jumped onto the bandwagon and started promoting it a little bit. I bought a little bit of it. This is one of those plays that I never risk very much money on, because if it really goes crazy, a couple $100 can turn into a massive amount of money. So you don't need to bet the farm on something like this. But I did jump into Bencoin. Now, as of right now, is showing the market cap at about 28 million. I want to say that's roughly half. Yeah, its all-time high here was at whatever that is, 6018. It's down 63%. So if you double that from 28 to 56, I guess it was even a little bit higher than it was. Maybe it was up to about a $60,000 market cap at one time. This is one that I bought. I woke up, I put $400 into it. I woke up and it was worth about 800 or 900. And then the next thing I know, it was not worth 800 or 900 anymore. It went all the way back down to being worth like 300 of my 400. Let's go get on a different page here and let's see what these suckers are worth real quick. I don't think the other one is on CoinGecko yet. The other one is called Bambi. So for those of you, nope, it does not look like it's on here yet. I'll still show it to you. But these are both a couple of meme coin plays, kind of riding on the piggybacking the old Pepe craze. And I decided to throw a little bit of funds at them. Not financial advice, but let's swing over and take a quick peek at them on Uniswap real fast here. Get back over here, share my screen again. This time we want to hit Uniswap. Hopefully this is the right one. Okay, here we go. So this is the BAM token. I don't have the contract address and stuff here. They do have a Telegram group. Maybe I will post the link to their Telegram in the chat. But let me switch over to Ben real quick so we can see something new. So as you guys can see here, I own a little over 5 billion Ben, 5,546 million, worth a whopping $375. So it's down slightly. And that gets me back to my point. When I woke up and my 400 was worth 800 or 900, I really feel kind of silly for not just selling half and getting my 400 back. Not that 400 is going to change my life one way or another, but it's just a habit where I love to let things ride and make the maximum. And I could have protected myself on this one. The other thing that I could have done was I could have double the amount of tokens. Had I sold half of it, and then when it got down to this price, if I'm still excited about it, I could have put that 400 back into it and had twice as many tokens. So I think from now on, anytime this token, if it makes a pump and it runs up to double, I'm going to definitely get my money back out of it. And then the Bambi is an even sadder story, folks. So I literally only had about $100 in Ethereum, had about $100 in Ethereum, and I wanted to buy this real quick. So I spent $30 in fees and bought $70 worth of this token, probably about Wednesday of last week while I was in Palm Springs. And I woke up on Thursday and my $70 was worth 800. And I was busy. I was with my wife. I was in a hotel room. I was getting ready to take off for the day when I looked at it. And I just thought, well, I'm just going to, when I get back to my hotel room tonight, I might sell off some of it. But for right now, I'm not too worried about it. And literally between 8 o'clock in the morning when I left for the day and 8 o'clock that night when I got back, they had listed with a centralized exchange, and the centralized exchange ripped them off and did some crazy things. I don't know all of the details, but I know that, as you can see here, it's worth $125 right now instead of 700 or 800. And like I told my wife, I said, that was crazy. I should have definitely sold half of it when it was worth, 10 times what I had into it. I could have sold half of it for 400 and been free rolling on the other half. So, this is another good opportunity to learn from me and not to make some of the mistakes that I still continue to make. I consider myself to be a guy that's been around this crazy crypto world now for 5 going on 6 years. I've made so many mistakes that it's, unbelievable that I made as much money as I did. But crypto can be pretty forgiving if you're smart enough to buy and hold. Even if you do make a bunch of dumb decisions in between, you can get lucky and make a lot of money in crypto. So it just goes to show, I jumped into both of these meme coins. I could have turned 400 into 800, sold half, had my 400 back, turned 70 into 800, sold 400 of it. And actually right now I'd be in profit mode. I'd have all of my money back, maybe a $300 profit, and I'd be riding both of those bags risk-free. Instead, I'm stuck on the Ben token and I'm just barely a little bit ahead on the Bambi token. So it's an interesting time to be alive, though. So let's get back into, part it says, Sunday night microcap Incomation update. But I also talked about in the beginning of this, just my general overview of the market. So let's run back here to CoinGecko one more time. Now let's click on just a regular old market cap here. So we're sitting here with Bitcoin at a little over 27,000. It's down 3.2% for the week. And, the $1 million question that a lot of people seem to be wondering is Bitcoin going to go back to 20 or is it going to go up to 35 or 40? And my answer is, I don't know. And anybody that tells you they do is probably lying, man. I don't have a crystal ball. But I can tell you what my instinct tells me, and from being around other bull markets, I think that we're in for a little bit of pain. I don't think that we're going to see the $10,000, $12,000 range Bitcoin like I really thought we were 6, 7, 8 months ago. I thought we were going to take a dip down that low, but I'm not going to be surprised at all if we run down into the low 20s, 20 to 22, and hang out there for a little while. And if we get any more bad news, if there's any more catalysts, if the wealthy elite people that are trying to shake us out want to do so before the halving, then we could potentially see it drop below 20 again. But my money would be on we're going to go down to 20 before, say, we get up to 40 from here. I think that we've got some time to accumulate, but where we thought we had a lot of time, now we're getting under a year, folks. The Bitcoin halving is coming, and a year goes by in an absolute blink of an eye. I mean, we're already 5 months in, 4 months going into the 5th month of this year. I just remember celebrating Happy New Year's like it was yesterday. So, you got to have some urgency, folks. You got to have some urgency in life. Now is the time. If your portfolio is not where you want it to be, if you don't believe you've got enough crypto to make you financially free, if you don't got enough crypto to where if everything booms in 24 going into 25, that you can tell your boss that you can't afford to work for him anymore. And then right now is the time to double down and make the money however you got to do it, as long as it's, legal, moral, and ethical. I'm all for it, man. Make as much as you can, get as much as you can invested before Bitcoin halves next March. And, I do think that you're going to have an opportunity to buy at even lower prices than today. But even if you bought everything today and then it went down to 20,000 next week, by the time 2025 rolls around and Bitcoin's 120, 150, 200,000, you're not really going to care whether you bought at today's prices or at the prices that everything was at 20K. So I would tell you, be smart. Don't go all in if you've got a bunch of dry powder sitting on the sidelines. But now is definitely a great time to put some of it in. And if it drops down to 20, like I think it is, then you're in good shape. If it goes up to 40 and I'm wrong, you'll be glad that you bought it. But I definitely wouldn't just be sitting around doing nothing with it. What do we got going on here? Visited Northern Illinois, went to the Best Buy Ledger wallet, sold, think out of the... Not quite sure what you're saying here. Went into a Best Buy. Oh, Ledger wallet sold out. Okay. That makes sense. So yeah, that shows that a little bit of adoption is coming. Deadwood, the AJC was my best gaining coin by catching the first night of sales. Yeah, absolutely, man. And I think that Joe will get it pumped. I know that, Joe kind of had me on his channel not too long ago. He, like me, just had some life come up. Crypto wasn't really doing anything. He's not making any money at this point from his channel yet. I think that these channels got to get up to 50, 100,000 subs before they really, are cash flowing or making any money worth talking about. So, he had to do some work and was, just had life going on, but he will continue to create good content. And I believe that by the time the next bull run comes around, the AJC token will probably be an exciting one that you make some good money on. Don't think I will buy any more crypto for a while. Keep the coins I have and hope for a big bull run after the next Bitcoin halving and then sell them. Nothing wrong with that, Rob. I know you've been accumulating for quite a while now. So if you're comfortable with your portfolio and excited about the number that's going to take you to, then more power to you, man. Nothing wrong with that. R.A. Daniel, I'm looking at AVAX ecosystem tokens to grab next. That's probably something that I need to take a closer look at. So R.A. Daniel, if you're not in the Telegram group already, please go get into my Telegram group. Let me put this link here in the chat real quick, because I would love for you to hop in there and maybe DM me or put some of your AVAX picks in the Telegram, or DM them to me. I'll take a closer look. I love the Avalanche ecosystem. I do own a few AVAX tokens and a couple of AVAX projects, but just a few $100 worth. And I agree with you. I think that that's another ecosystem that's going to do very, very well during the next bull market. And I would love to have you join the Infinite Crypto Cruiser Telegram channel. And yes, I am on Twitter. So it's at Brad V7007 is my Twitter handle. Feel free to follow me on Twitter, DM me on Twitter. Any way that you want to get a hold of me, that would be fantastic. I would appreciate that. So one other thing that I wanted to talk about here real quick, folks, it's a little bit off the topic of crypto, but I thought it was a fantastic story. And so I wanted to relay this story. One of the things that is important to me with this YouTube channel is for people to understand that your mindset is where everything comes from. You can make a bunch of money in crypto, but it's not going to change your life if you still have a broke mindset, if you still have, the things that have kept you from being successful already in your life are still there. And so I'm a huge, personal development guy. I've been reading this book here, Asking It Is Given. Fantastic book. I'm still in the middle of this one, but Dr. Wayne Dyer. I've been working really hard at working on my mind, working on manifesting stuff. I talked about one of my other books that I just got done reading not too long ago, Success Through a Positive Mental Attitude, Think and Grow Rich, How to Win Friends and Influence People. But, something that I listened to the other day that really had a profound impact on me was there was a story where this guy back in about, the early 1900s, 1920 was going through a really tough time with his business. And he thought he was going to lose his business. He needed to get a hold of some money, needed to borrow some money, but none of his friends and family believed in him. Nobody was willing to loan him any money or help him get through this tough time in his business. And he lived in New York, and he was walking down the street. He decided to just kind of take a walk through Central Park and just kind of think about life and what was going on and how he was going to tackle this situation. And as he's walking through Central Park, he crosses over this bridge and he's walking along, and all of a sudden this guy's walking towards him from the other direction, and they kind of meet eyes, and they say hello. And the other guy, being kind of perceptive, just says, "Hey, is everything okay? You look like you got a lot on your mind." And the guy says, "Yeah, to be honest with you, I'm just kind of strolling through the park here. Things have been rough with my business. I haven't been able to overcome some challenges. I'm running out of money. I don't know what I'm going to do." And the guy says, "Well, how much money would you need to get you through?" And the guy says, "Well, I'd need a couple $100,000, $200,000-$300,000 to get me through, and I think over the hump to where I could really make this business successful." And the other gentleman says, "Well, I'm John D. Rockefeller." And for those of you that don't know, you should probably know, John D. Rockefeller. The Rockefellers, one of the richest, families in the world. And especially back then, were one of the richest, if not the richest family in the whole world. He said, "I'm John D. Rockefeller, and I'm going to give you a chance. I'm going to bet on you." And he literally pulled out his checkbook and he wrote a check to the guy for $500,000 and told him, "Come back next year and meet me at this same spot and tell me how things went for you." And the guy couldn't believe it. I mean, talk about a miracle. I mean, it's unbelievable. But he took that check and he went back home and he went back to his office and he thought to himself, "Hey, things aren't as bad, as they could be. I still have a little bit of money left. So rather than cash this check, I'm going to put this check in a safe. And I've got access to it for the next 12 months if I need it. But I'm going to roll up my sleeves and see what I can do and not use that money until it's absolutely necessary." And long story short, he ended up making it through the next year, flying colors, turning the business into an absolute huge success. And he never had to cash the check. And so a year goes by, and a year, just as he on his word, he walks back to the same spot in Central Park. A year later, he walks back there to give John D. Rockefeller his check back. And sure enough, he gets to the area about 7 p.m. at night, gets to the area, same time, same day. And no John D. Rockefeller's there, but about 5-10 minutes after he got there, John D. Rockefeller comes walking out of, walking down the path and walks up to him. And he tells John D. Rockefeller the story about how he went back, and just knowing that he had that check there and just knowing that he had that backing him up, that he was able to go be successful. And he hands the guy his check back and tells him, "Thank you, but I never ended up needing the money." Well, the crazy part about the story is right about that time, this nurse comes running around the corner and says, "Ricky, what are you doing? What are you doing? I'm so sorry, sir. This gentleman has been in our mental institute for years and years and years now, and he escapes out all of the time, and he likes to pretend that he's John D. Rockefeller. I'm so sorry that he bothered you." And folks, that story hit me like a ton of belief, or like a ton of bricks, because the moral of the story is the only thing that's standing between you and your dreams, you and the success that you want to have, you and the freedom that you want to have, is your own mind, man. That check was worthless. He thought it was worth something, though, and that's what made all the difference. The fact that he thought that check was worth something, that he had it as backup, gave him the belief and gave him power to go do the things that he needed to do. And then it turns out that it was a total sham, that the check was worthless. But folks, there's so many times in our life where we don't believe that the things that we want are as close as they really are. So many times in life, we feel like our dreams and our ambitions and the things that we want are miles and miles and miles and years and decades away. Folks, I'm here to tell you that everything you want out of life is closer than you might ever believe. And especially because you're in this cryptocurrency space that is creating millionaires and multimillionaires faster than any space, I think, in the history of the world, you definitely are in the right place at the right time. You just got to believe in yourself. And folks, I'm here to tell you, if you don't believe in yourself and you're looking for somebody that does believe in you, then look no further. I have a mentor, a guy that I love, a guy that I'm hoping to become good friends with sometime in my life, and his name is Ed Milet. Mylett, Ed Milet. And a lot of what he talks about is stuff that I talk about too. And he was the one that actually, he didn't tell that story. I heard that somewhere else, but he's the one that talked about that, how much closer we are to our dreams and our goals and the things that we're striving for than we think we are. And he also talks about on his channel, hey man, if you don't totally believe in yourself yet, everybody needs somebody that believes in them. If you don't have a mom or a dad that believes in you, or your wife or significant other, your husband, your brothers or sisters, people that are your close friends, some people don't have anybody that believes in them. And I'm here to tell you that I believe in you. I know you were put on this earth to do something special. I don't believe God put us on this earth to work for another man for 40 or 50 or 60 hours a week for 40 or 50 or 60 years of our life, just to retire with barely anything to show for it. We are not here to go to work and pay our bills and go to work and pay our bills and go to work and pay our bills. I am not a greedy man. I do not want financial freedom for the stuff. Yeah, I love the stuff, and I'm planning on having it. I'm looking at a $4 million house right now in the Bahamas on the beach. It's a dream that I have. I want to own this house or one like it. I believe that I'm probably going to end up with a private jet at some point in time in my life. I'm going to have some of that stuff, but that's not why I do this. I do this so that moms and dads can be raising their own kids instead of daycare. I do this so that you can be there to take your kids to and from school. I do this so that you can have some sanity. I put a poll on my Facebook group not too long ago asking people how often they took vacations. Once a year, multiple times a year, once every 5 years, or what's a vacation, ? And I was amazed at how many people checked off the like every 5 years, or even the what's a vacation. Man, we are not here to work for somebody else and be under somebody else's thumb. And that's why this YouTube channel exists. So I hope you guys enjoyed that channel, or enjoyed that story. Hopefully you go back and research some of these crypto gems that I hopefully popped out there, and you'll make some money with those. Once again, I got to tell everybody, it's not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. And, I don't have any of my securities licenses or anything. I'm just a guy that created financial freedom in my life with cryptocurrency, and I'm trying to educate and help other people have the best chance possible, to do so themselves. What do we got going on here in the comments section before I get off of here and go relax and spend the rest of the evening with my wife? Let me see here. It says, must have the wrong Twitter. It says account suspended. It better not be suspended. Let me go take a quick peek at that. That would, my Infinite Crypto YouTube channel got suspended a while ago. And let me see here. No, I'm looking at my Twitter right now, and it is there. I'm not sure what you're seeing. I don't know if I typed it in wrong, but yeah, it's definitely there, and it's not showing as suspended for me. Let me pop this in one more time. I think I had it right the first time, but anyways, so what do we got here? Yeah, that's probably true. They probably are one of the most corrupt too. But it's still, it's still kind of an interesting, story for sure. And what do we got here? Yeah, that's you. I see Drew. I'm not sure. Did Drew pop on to the channel here a little bit? Do I see Drew anywhere? Nope. All right. You only live once. Grab every opportunity to better yourself and run with it. Amen. I would still take the dirty Rockefeller's money. That's why I work 3 jobs so the wife can be with the kids, not daycare. Amen, man. I believe in that philosophy very, very much too. I know that it's pretty hard to live off of one person's income these days, but I have a lot of respect for folks that are able to make that happen, because man, nobody's going to raise your kids like your mom or like their mom is gonna. That's for sure. Gonna use my side fund to degen into some shit coins. All right, man. Good luck with that. I hope that goes well for you. And folks, been about 45 minutes. I'm glad that I hopped on. Like I say, just out of the blue, I was sitting at my desk, looking at a couple of things, writing some stuff down, putting together my schedule for next week. I was actually looking at my schedule next week going, hey, what can I do a couple of videos? And I thought to myself, hey, right now you got a few minutes. Why not just hop on and do a video now? And I'm glad that I did. Folks, I cannot stress enough that this Incomation opportunity is something that I'm super, super, super excited about. It's not financial advice. It's not for everybody. So no pressure. But if you watch this video and you have any interest at all in learning more about Incomation and how that could maybe change your life financially, we're talking about $10, $20, $50,000 a month in passive income over the next handful of months as this thing takes off. Please, please, please shoot me an email. I'll put the links to, you can get in touch with me on email. You can go to bradvarnell.com and there's a link where you can contact me through that form. You can message me on Telegram. You can message me on Twitter. There's all sorts of places. If you can't figure out a way to get a hold of me, it's not my fault. But please shoot me a DM or just go into the Telegram group and let me know that you'd like to do, talk one-on-one, and we'll set up a Zoom. We'll set up a way that we can communicate and, get your questions answered and at least get you all of the information so that you can make an intelligent decision. And last but not least, feel free to just go back to my last live video about 3 weeks ago. I guess it's probably been now. Just, look at, interview with Incomation founder Jamie Devine, I believe is the title of that. And with that, folks, it was great being with you. I will definitely talk to you again soon. And for tonight, we're going to hop off. God bless. Take care.